to Consciously Healthy. I'm Laura.
And I'm Claire. And we're going to talk to you about hot flushes.
Oh, yes, we are. Let's talk about menopause.
Let's.
You've had some good experience recently.
Well, I wouldn't say good. So basically, I feel like I'm coming out.
I'll do it. It's brave, but it's got to be done.
Yeah, well, you talked about sex neck. So basically, I have had 12 years of hormone instability and chronic fatigue. And I've talked about my chronic fatigue, and I had a possible diagnosis about a year and a half ago of a rare condition called Sheehan syndrome, which is caused by massive amounts of birth trauma, which is well documented on the Huffington Post and on our blog. And it all fitted. I was just exhausted all the time, and nothing I ever did could really fix it. And kinesiology and nutrition kept a sticking plaster on it. But long story short, finally got taken seriously by a GP because it's taken 12 years. And I was referred to an endocrinologist, and it turns out it was quite funny actually, because he thought that the Sheehan's was a really good shout, so he pulled about 20 litres of blood to do tests, and he did the test. It wasn't that much, I'm exaggerating, for comedy value, you understand. And I went back for the results, and it was about 5 weeks I think. He just looked at me and said, "Have you had any new symptoms?" And I went, yes I have, but you go first. And he went, "Yes, you have something called primary ovarian failure." Which went, right. And he went, "Which is a premature menopause. We just think it sounds nicer than premature menopause." To which I went, "You've just used the words failure. I don't think that sounds nicer." But anyway, after I recovered from the shock, I went, "Oh." So of course they went, "We need to whack you on HRT." I went, "Well, hold that thought. We're going to talk about that." But he did also ask me then what my symptoms were, and I said, "Well, funny you should mention it, but actually I started getting the night sweats about 3 weeks ago." So it was exactly a week for my 40th birthday. Happy 40th, Claire. After, he did actually point out to me that 1 in 5 women now in the UK are being diagnosed with premature ovarian failure, and often as young as 17. So I'm pretty lucky. And I, being the therapist that I am, absolutely know that it is a symptom. It's not what's actually going on. It is what's going on, but it's a symptom. And I know it's because of the amount of adrenal fatigue that I've been under probably my whole life, but definitely since my birth trauma. So I could talk, I'm sure I'm going to do lots and lots and lots of podcasts on this and various things about it as I go through and my experiences. I didn't go down the HRT route. I'm actually going through the bioidentical hormone route, and things have returned to normal, haven't they? Very exciting.
Can you talk through your thought process of why you decided not for HRT? Because I very much went through it with you.
Because the thing with
Decision
HRT,
making.
yeah, and it's not the right decision for everyone, and so I would absolutely strongly recommend that, if you feel that HRT is right for you and you're having a great time on it, fantastic. But what I was told categorically is that as I am under 55, I'm shortening my life by 15 years, which is pretty scary to hear. That I'm looking at 75% more chance of stroke, of heart disease. And so as a nutritionist, I absolutely feel equipped to deal with those terrifyingly scary things. I take a lot of everything, a lot of nitric oxide, L-arginine. I take an awful lot. I have very good blood sugar stability. I work on everything. And so if someone hasn't had that for 10 years, which is what I've been doing, it might not be the right decision for them. But I'm going to go into bioidentical hormones a bit later, and I've been working with a specialist practitioner, and I have to also say that the cost is quite prohibitive. Not the hormones itself, but to work with the practitioners. But what I want to talk to you about was the hot flushes, because I'll be honest, I could cope with the menstrual cycle being all over the place. I've lived with that for 3 years. The hot flushes nearly killed me.
You weren't having a good time, were you? And mainly because of the sleep.
I just didn't sleep. I mean, I've had insomnia for 3 years, which of course now I'm looking back going, oh yeah, perimenopause. Holy cow, the hot flushes. Started off as a little bit of a mild sweat, ended up about 6 times a night waking up like someone had just poured water on me. It was awful. And then they started throughout the day, and I was just not ready for this at all. And I have really long hair, and it's quite high maintenance to wash, so I washed I wash this like twice a week. I was having to wash it every day. I was like, I'm just waking up soggy. This is horrible. And so I started looking into all the things that I've ever worked with for hot flushes. I was piling myself up with evening primrose oil, didn't touch the sides.
Black cohosh,
didn't touch the
didn't
sides. And it does for some people. And if you are those people, then fantastic. That's really fabulous. Black seed oil, soya, because we recommend non-GMO soya for people going through menopause or men with prostate issues.
Helps balance out the estrogen.
Very much does. And I actually discovered maca is a magical cure for hot flushes for me, but apparently there is actually science behind it. So what happens, maca is a powder. It's really popular in like the raw food movement. They use maca a lot in
You get it
things
in
like
health
chocolate.
food stores, can't you? It's actually really tasty.
I think it's disgusting.
I love it.
I think it's
I used to-
absolutely rank.
I used to put it into my smoothies when I could digest smoothies.
Some people love it. I'm just Marmite. I just think it's rank.
No, I enjoyed it.
I mean, every morning I have to take it, and I'm like,
It's a bit sweet and
no,
it's a bit...
it's disgusting. Some people like it though. In
It's a
fact,
bit malty.
that it is. Yeah, it's Ovaltine.
Ovaltine.
Anywho,
Not for everyone.
not for everyone, but it's a good point because I have soldiered on regardless. But what I found out is you've got to take a high dose of maca, and so it's got to also be if you suffer with any kind of digestive complaint, you need it's not non-gelatinized. You need gelatinized. It's called gelatinized maca, and basically it's had some stuff taken out of it that causes sort of bowel disruption.
Did you experience this through the hard way? Or did
No.
you research it?
I'd researched it. So gelatinized maca, and you need to take 3 heaped teaspoons a day, and don't miss one. And it will take 3 weeks to build up in your body. And that 3 weeks was the longest 3 weeks of my life because I kept going, it's not going to work. There's absolutely no way it's going to work. I cannot believe for a minute it's going to work. This isn't going to work. I mean, clearly, I have a lot of faith in alternative health, being an alternative health practitioner. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. And then literally after 2.5 weeks, I was going, oh.
Oh, I
blood
don't
sugar
have
just
to wash my hair.
Seriously. And so I've now been doing that for 2 months. I have no hot flushes. And because I'd also got not only the night sweats, I've got the hot flushes, the cold sweats. It was horrendous. Fan on me for a minute, then 3 duvets. Oh, it was just awful. And it's all completely gone. And that was before I started on the bioidentical hormones. So I think maca's a bit of an unsung hero. And there is actually, I think it's a website called the Maca Team. They're an American site, and they actually explain that maca mimics the effects of estrogen. It's not estrogenic, i.e. it doesn't put estrogens into the body, it just mimics the effect, and in some people it's enough to reverse the hot flushes.
So it's great if your estrogen is too low because it
Yeah.
mimics the effect of estrogen, which is why it's good for menopausal women.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely. And you can get some clinical strength maca, but they've actually had the hormone, the hormone mimicking compounds taken out. I think they're called glycosides. They've had them taken out. You don't want them if you're dealing with it with hot flushes. So life has actually pretty much got back to normal, and now that I'm on my bioidentical hormones, my cycle has become more regular than it's been in like 3 years. And
Did you want to say anything about bioidentical hormones? Is that a different podcast?
that's a different podcast.
Because I know that we also wanted to talk about sort of stuck sexual energy when it comes to the menopause, but I think that might be another podcast.
Yes, we can definitely talk about that although that wasn't my issue. But anyway, there's a lot of theories out there about what causes hot flushes, and we know that it's an adrenal surge. But yeah, really cool. So we were quite
Give it a try.
surprised.
So recap: you have to do it for 3 weeks,
3 weeks.
solidly, religiously, to get the effects.
And I'll be honest, because I think it's so disgusting. I was putting it in with a half a portion of, like in a smoothie. I was putting it in a smoothie. So put it in a smoothie.
Listen to her. It's lovely.
Weirdo. So 3 teaspoons once a day in a smoothie. And the other thing that's important is to take it at the same time every day. So I would take it in the morning because maca is a real energy booster. Yeah, give it a go. It's worth trying. If you have got premature menopause or primary ovarian failure, as apparently it's more politically correct to call it, again, absolutely, if you feel that the right way to go is HRT, then go down the route of HRT. Just do what feels right for you. And I'm not here to tell you that your doctors are wrong. It just wasn't the right decision for me. If, however, you are over the age of 50 or 55, then you are able to safely not use HRT. And I would definitely recommend that if hot flushes, night sweats or cold flashes are an issue for you, then to try the Macca.
Great.
I think that's it.
Love it. Love it. Thank you for sharing.
See you next time.
Bye.